Our nation is or should be at an educational crossroads. Almost 50 years ago, a nation at risk warned America that, quote, a rising tide of mediocrity threatened the very future of our nation. That warning was supposed to awaken us, but it did something different. It launched this era of reform that measured more, labeled more, tested more, and trusted less. For 5 decades, leaders from both parties have promised us that more accountability, more competition, and more testing would transform American education. But now we have to ask an uncomfortable question. Did it work? Did we fix the problem? Or did we just build this enormous, expensive system designed to measure failure without doing a darn thing to prevent it? Did we confuse measuring schools with improving them? Have we become experts at producing data and amateurs at producing educational excellence? The evidence is compelling, and it should force an honest nationwide reckoning. The nation's report card, NAEP, it shows decades of stagnation, followed by alarming declines in recent years, most notably in mathematics. Internationally, the news is no better. The PISA assessment tells the same story. After decades of reform, America has not produced the academic gains that our leaders and their friends in the charter industry, the test vendors, they all promised. The reform movement assured us that more measurement would create more excellence, but the numbers tell a different story, and the guardians of our nation's future, the teachers, are exhausted. They're leaving the profession they entered with passion and purpose in droves. For 5 decades, we've made a catastrophic mistake. And these results demand that we take action. We can't waste any more time. Now, the good news is America has solved impossible challenges many times before. Why do we continue cycling through political slogans, competing agendas, and temporary fixes instead of once and for all designing an educational system around what we know about human learning? Enough chasing miracle cures. Enough confusing activity with progress. Enough asking teachers to rebuild the airplane while demanding they also simultaneously keep it in the air. We have to design schools around how children actually learn, and we also need to design our system by learning from nations that outperform us on international exams every 3 years. That means we have to insist that our leaders abandon ideas when the evidence tells us they don't work to improve student learning. Every great American generation inherited problems that it didn't create. We're no different. The question for each generation is the same. Do we have the wisdom and the backbone to solve the problem we're confronted with? Now, I don't believe our political system has the requisite courage to do this, but I do believe we do. It will require something different than what got us into this mess, something different than the last 5 decades, not another slogan, not another testing regime or a new name for the test, not more blaming teachers. It requires honesty and humility. It requires the courage to abandon ideas that have not delivered and build something better. A system worthy of our children, a system worthy of our teachers, a system that guarantees the future of our democratic republic. Reform has failed. Now, in the full version of this video, I will lay out the blueprint, the hard truths we have to acknowledge, the assumptions we have to abandon, and the changes we have to make to build an American education system that doesn't just measure students and pretend that's progress, but one that actually prepares them to compete in a global economy and perform at the highest levels on international measures of learning. If you believe America can do better, watch the next video, because the future of American education cannot be left to political cycles and short-term thinking. Our enemy can't be teachers anymore. Our enemy must be this failed paradigm. It has to be changed, and that has to be decided by citizens who refuse to accept for one more day outdated educational practices that have left us in America chasing the pack on international tests. So I ask you to watch the next video. I ask you to stay tuned for more. Thank you.